Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi friends, good morning to all of you. I hope you are doing okay wherever you are. Let me introduce myself. My name is Carrisa Rahma Yuliana and I'm from English Education Department, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Slamet Riyadi University. On this occasion, I would like to share some information about onomatopoeia. What is onomatopoeia? Have you ever heard of onomatopoeia? If you never heard of it, I would explain it to you. Onomatopoeia is a part of language, and before I explain the detail about onomatopoeia, I would like to explain a little bit about language. Language plays an important role in our everyday life interactions. It is used by humans to do communication with other people in conveying and sharing idea, feeling, emotion, and information both in spoken and written forms. It also serves the human needs in the everyday communication in any situations. And then, language means communication tool owned by humans that can be identified in the form of a sound symbol system that comes from the human speech or mouth. Onomatopoeia is a language term that can be defined as a vocabulary that is formed based on the sound or sound issued by the word in question. As a part of language, onomatopoeia plays a very important role because its form is directly related to its meaning. Do you know the word onomatopoeia comes from the two Greek words, onoma and poiein. Onoma meaning name and poiein meaning to make. So, in a literal sense, onomatopoeia means to make name or sound. Onomatopoeia is a type of word that represents a certain sound and is often used for literary effect. Onomatopoeia appears in many languages as well as English, and we use these types of words to describe a variety of things, including actions and animal noises. And then, what are the examples of onomatopoeic words? There are lots of great examples of onomatopoeia phrases and words in English, some of which we use more regularly than others. For the examples, onomatopoeic words are used a lot in comics and graphic novels to express sound effect. The examples: crash, whack, boom. Crash, whack, boom. The words that can be used to describe the verbal communication or actions of animals are also examples of onomatopoeia. The examples: bark, meow, and scratch. Bark, meow, and scratch. These are all onomatopoeic words because they symbolize a specific sound and consequently make us think of that sound. The example: woof, ring, drip, splash, and crack. Woof, ring, drip, splash, and crack. Why do people use onomatopoeia? By now we have got a useful onomatopoeia definition and examples to help us. But aside from representing sounds in reading, why else might we use onomatopoeia? Onomatopoeic words are used in a variety of ways, both in speech and in literature. Although they are primarily used as nouns, adjectives, and adverbs, onomatopoeic words can also be used as verbs. You will notice that there's a pattern with some of onomatopoeic verbs. Many of these represent vocal sounds. They are often used in literature to describe a certain way of saying something. For the example, mumbled. Mumbled creates a more detailed mental image of someone speaking quietly and sheepishly. This makes it more impactful than simply saying that someone spoke quietly. Onomatopoeia is also commonly used in comics. Words like bang, pop, and crash are used to bring the action to life. Sometimes they'll even be the only words on that page. Onomatopoeic words can have a lot of power. And then, how might people use onomatopoeia in a sentence or phrases? Now that you are familiar with the onomatopoeia definition and examples, let's take a look at how we make use onomatopoeia phrases or sentences. A great example of onomatopoeia in literature is this poem by Australian poet Slamet. The example is that water plops into pond, please splash downhill, wobbling magpies in tree, and bubbling bubbles from tap. Can you see how the use of water onomatopoeia paints a picture in your head and helps you to understand that sound that he's describing? As well as the common collision and animal sounds, there are many onomatopoeia phrases and onomatopoeic words to represent sounds that are used for literary effect to create a certain image or atmosphere for you to understand. Here are a few different examples of how you could use onomatopoeia in phrases to make your reading come alive. A. The bees buzzed loudly. B. The bacon sizzled in the frying pan. C. The music blared loudly from the speakers. D. It fell into the swimming pool with a splash. And the last, the clock ticked away in the quiet room. There are lots of different onomatopoeic words, which means they can be used in an almost endless number of ways. Learners will have a lot of fun using onomatopoeia in their reading and coming up with some unique onomatopoeia phrases. Okay, maybe that's all that I can explain about onomatopoeia to you today, but before I close my explanations, let me give a conclusion. The conclusion is that onomatopoeia is a type of word that represents a certain sound and is often used for literary effect. For the examples, the words pop, crack, and splash are all onomatopoeic. Onomatopoeia can also be used to represent the sounds that animals or people make. Well, that brings us to the end, and I would like to thank you for your attention today. And I'm so sorry if there's any mistakes in my pronunciations. I hope you all can understand about onomatopoeia and you can share this video to your friends so they can also know about onomatopoeia. If you have any questions and critiques, you can comment down below in this video. Thank you and see you in the next occasions. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.